the home of the common Joe and the common Sally in the know, even more so than all those media talking heads.
Well. Looks like the con is up. Looks like old con time. Deion Sanders and his groupies got their little pants pulled down. Let's get right into it.
Rooted in substance, not flash. Rooted in substance. Today, we talk with our pads. You talk with your helmet, right? Every moment.
Coming back.
The Cinderella story is over, man.
Over.
Right? They're fighting for clicks. We're fighting for wins.
That's classic. They're fighting for clicks, and we're fighting for wins. All you little petty, unsportsmanlike, thug mentality ways, stomping on people's logos before the game to antagonize them and showing them your Louis. Oh, look at my Louis. It's coming back on you, old con time, and all you little groupies. I imagine there was some wetting the diapers going on quite profusely. As a matter of fact, if any of you know any con time groupies out there, check on them. Make sure they're not rashing up. Also, today we're going to talk about college football week 4 in general. Alabama's defense showed up, as well as Oklahoma's defense showing up. Ohio State's Ryan Day basically looked like he maybe was missing his Tourette medication after the game, and much more. Let's talk about it. Go ahead and get them on here and here. Here they come once again. It's the Outlaw Posse. Now, in effect, let's get right into it here. The Posse. We have 11 new members. So y'all bear with me. 11 new members in the Outlaw Posse. They have gotten their badge and their deputized today. Go as follows. Journey Jones, Derek England, Rob G., the only right-wing Duck fan, Steve Lees, Plid, Michael Dyche, Matt Bingham, Sean James, Preston Green, and Hey You are all now mounted up. They're ready to go with this college football invasion as well. They got their badge and they've been deputized. If you want your badge and you want to get deputized like they did and possibly get a random Four Horsemen shout out and be the comment of the day, which is coming later, all you got to do is hit that join button next to the subscribe button. It's not for $2.99 a month, 75 cents a week. Also, I can be found on Twitter at OCF Productions. And today's lucky Four Horsemen shout-outs go to Zach Hamner, Rich Castle, Sidney Long, and Spencer Rattler are mounted up and saddled up and they're ready to go. They're going to help me with this college football invasion today. Also, the deputy badge comment of the day goes to Killer Breeze. Says, looks like Tebow is struggling to keep USC's 2024 recruiting class in the top 20 down to number 18, and I love it. Linky Boy is getting exposed. Woo! And that is the comment of the day. Now, getting right to it here. Old con time. Like I said in the lead up, this con is up. They finally play a really good team. And, it'd been different if they kept it close. And I might not have as much, firepower today to grill the shit out of them. But they didn't just lose. They got housed. And they didn't just get housed. If I was Oregon, I would have made this my homecoming game. And what I don't understand is how you people are so easily calm. And you got all these podcasters out here lubing themselves up and got a tent in their pants and joining the con time groupies and it just amazes me, man. Not to name any names, but Jason Watkins, poor old boy. Y'all might need to check on old Jason, man. I think he might have wet his diaper. He might need some baby powder or some of that damn Vaseline or some shit because he's probably rashed up as well as a lot of people. A lot of people rashing up this morning over the basic, for lack of a better term, the shitting of the bed on a national stage by Deion. I mean, hell, he almost did it last week against Colorado State, which is a G5 school. who, by the way, barely beat Middle Tennessee State this week. Hell, Middle Tennessee State held Colorado State to less points than Colorado, man. So that's what I'm saying, man. I mean, it's just like if you're a real college football enthusiast and you really know your college football, you could know and see that those first 3 games were like a mirage. Like I said earlier, 3 games, TCU gave up 155 points, 45 to Michigan. Luckily, they beat, maybe unluckily, because they ended up getting embarrassed by Georgia. Give up 65 to Georgia and then 45 to Time. 155 points. And y'all couldn't see that. I just don't understand it, man. And then you got people in here, they can't win the debate, so they come in here and race bait. And basically, honestly, ironically, y'all the racist because y'all thought of my white skin color. Just because I disagree with someone that's black or I don't like someone that's black doesn't mean I'm racist. It just means I don't like him. As a person, as a human being, he's a narcissistic, bullying jackass. As evidenced by his little interview after the game, man. I took a few notes here about it. He's still wearing those Power Ranger glasses. And I don't know, I understand it, man. Is he high or something after the game? Is that why he don't want to see his eyes? I mean, who wears, you don't really supposed to wear sunglasses inside, right? They're called sunglasses, not inside glasses, right? You know, that's a little trivial probably. I mean, everybody's walked inside with their sunglasses on, but you don't do it every single time. Deion does. What's he trying to hide? Someone that tries to hide their eyes from me, it's a big red flag of they're not probably on the up and up. They're a little dishonest, excuse-making type person. And that is Time Deion Sanders. And he got his ass handed to him. He said in this interview, they asked him, was there a talent gap? No, there wasn't a talent gap. There was just we didn't really do what we were supposed to do. And there was just a few plays there, like a fake punt that got him rolling. Deion, it's absolutely 150% a talent gap, brother. And it would have been different if you got beat by a couple of scores. But you didn't get beat by a couple of scores, man. You got beat by a plethora of scores. 42-6, bro, that's 36 points. That's not a touchdown or even 2 touchdowns. I could have forgiven you if you'd gotten beat by a couple touchdowns. And then, you know, this guy, your son, his name always escapes me. Shaka Zulu Sanders, Shira Sanders, whatever his name is. He didn't even show up, man. 159 yards passing, really? And then he had the gall to say that Travis Hunter not being in the game was absolutely a big deal. He's the best football player in college football. Seriously? Well, you know what you did? You got the best player in college football injured, brother, because you don't know how to play him. You know, that's dangerous the way you're playing. I mean, sure, he's a kid and he's telling you he wants to play both ways and he wants to play 60 snaps. But you're supposed to be the adult, man. You're supposed to know better than that shit. You know, having him on offense for a few gimmicky plays, maybe 4 or 5, maybe 7 or 8 times a game, that's fine. But 60 to 70 snaps a game? And you're just asking for it. He's a kid, so he's going to do it. But you're the adult, and you should tell him not to do it. But you don't, because it's all about you. Just like before the game, you're out there stomping on Oregon's logo, antagonizing the shit out of them, knowing they ranked in the top 10 and you're on their home turf, and you playing in there with a bunch of transfers from Jackson State. It's absolutely a talent gap. Now, moving on to some better news, too. Alabama's defense actually showed up and played pretty damn good against a Jackson Dart quarterback that had basically been lighting people up. I think he had 126 yards rushing the week before, and Alabama's defense basically just shut them down. I mean, after that first touchdown, wasn't really much going on for them. They made a field goal and missed a field goal, and that was about it. After that, Alabama just shut them down. And finally, Jalen Milroe learned how to manage the game somewhat in the second half. He threw an interception early. I was pretty pissed off. Even some of the Alabama fans were booing him. I heard them. But I said before the game, if we could keep this game to one turnover by the quarterback, then we would probably win. Go back and look at the video. I'm not just making this up and pat myself on the back. My prediction was 23-14. I was a little bit off. Won by 14. I'll be wrong on that every day of the week, twice on Sunday. But looks like Jalen Milroe's coming around a little bit. So I could have been wrong about Jalen. Congratulations on Jalen for passing over 200 yards as well. And he had the one little pick. It was a bad pick. Once again, when he throws picks, they're pretty bad picks. There ain't no tipping or the receiver missing the ball or something. He basically throws it right to the other guy. Now, what else we got here? Oh, yeah. Old Ohio State beat Notre Dame. They come back and beat them in the last minute. But my big question was, what was up with Ryan Day after the game, man? He looked like he's about to go ballistic. I mean, you would think he would have lost the game. He's talking about Lou Holtz, man. What is Lou, 85 years old? You worried about what some old man said about your team? That's the first thing that comes to your mind after the game when the announcer asks you for your thoughts. Is Lou Holtz trash talking you? You let Lou Holtz get in your brain? Really? Seriously? Y'all got more troubles down the road. Everybody thinks y'all beat Notre Dame. That makes Ohio stink. They're back. They're going to win the Big Ten and go win the playoffs. Wrongish. Both of y'all didn't really look that great to me. I mean, hell, it wasn't 17-14. Ain't like y'all were some kind of offensive juggernaut. Maybe the defenses are just that good. I don't know. We shall see, but it's still early in the season, so the jury's still out. Now, Oklahoma, I'm sort of back and forth on this. The 20-6 doesn't look like a total domination, but I looked at some of the stats, and Dylan Gabriel, who a lot of people were really on as they normally are. I knew this shit was going to happen as the season got in here. Everybody wants Jackson Arnold. I think y'all may want to pump the brakes on that. Dylan Gabriel done exactly what he needed to do to win that game on the road in a hostile environment. Cincinnati, while they did lose to Miami of Ohio last week, they still were pretty fired up for this game. It's their first game in the Big 12. And, a few years back, Cincinnati actually made the playoffs. So they're not a completely shit-style program. They will probably be for long. A couple of years, they'll probably be firing Scott Satterfield. I don't think he's going to work out there. But the defense at Oklahoma, in past years, or not past years, but past year, last year, Brent Venables' defense would have probably melted a little bit because he was still getting his scheme and his thought process and people trying to buy into his defensive philosophy still in place last year. Well, this year you can tell that it's sort of starting to get instilled a little bit. Because, like I said last year, if Oklahoma only scores 20 points in a game, sometimes they're losing by a couple of scores or maybe even, just losing in general. But they didn't. Not only did they not lose the game, they won by 2 scores. So I think that's some solace and some positivity that you Oklahoma fans can take out of this. I know a lot of you not happy today, but I think the way the defense played, Stutzman, by the way, that boy right there, he is a stud. He is deep. Stutzman needs to be considered for whatever defensive awards are out there. And I got a few little tidbits I want to throw out there before I get up out of here. It looks like Okie Pokey State still struggling. They lost to Iowa State. You might say, well, that's not a bad loss. Yeah, it is. Iowa State lost to Ohio Bobcats last week. Meanwhile, we all know about Okie Pokey State not just getting beat. And the Okie Pokey State and Mr. I'm a Man, I'm about to be fired had actually kept that game close with South Alabama at home instead of getting beat by 26. I wouldn't probably be, well, I probably would because it's still a bad loss. Evidenced by the fact There's another little tidbit. South Alabama, the team that beat Okie Pokey State by 26, lost to Central Michigan this week. Also, UGA was playing UAB, and to me, and you beat them 49-21, but they give up 21 points to UAB. To me, that's somewhat of a concern. They play Auburn next week at Auburn. Auburn don't look too good on offense, so they still may not get a challenge just yet. But coming down the road, they got Florida, and Florida looked really good against Tennessee, although Florida followed it up with a lackadaisical performance against Charlotte this week, 22-7. But that's my thoughts on the week of college football, week 4 already. I'm probably going to try to do a live stream tomorrow at some point, or I might even do a live stream tonight, whatever you guys and gals are up for. Y'all just let me know in the comment section. Also, there's a little heart down here if you want to make a one-time donation, a little heart thanks button with a little money dollar sign in the middle. You can hit that, throw a few dollars in the coffers. Also, as I said earlier, you can also join the Outlaw Posse. There's a little join button next to the subscribe button. If you're on a Apple phone, you may not be able to do it from your phone. You may have your laptop or computer, but it's not $2.99 a month. That's 75 cents a week. You'll get your badge. You'll get deputized like all those other lucky guys and gals did today, as well as get a random Four Horsemen shout out on the actual podcast and possibly be the comment of the day like Killer Breeze was earlier. And with that, I'm out of here. Like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. KMCA to all the other teams. Class is now officially dismissed.